It was very interesting that the White House released all those first tranche of documents and kind of photos and videos, but we know that there's a lot more that will be coming. I think the bigger problem is that we have learned, and we predicted this would be the case when we first reached out to people in Congress and the administration back in December 2024, that they would get blocked and they wouldn't get information through channels. Excuse me. Now that's been confirmed by members of Congress. That's what's happening. Now the workaround, and I think this is where I want to be very specific, and this is a message for people at the White House, the president, and the Congress. They have to first understand the nature of the secrecy. It's not legal, normal, top secret secrecy, or TSSCI, or compartmented word code in the normal sense of even a black project. These projects have been and are being run by a consortium of corporations with their people in government here and overseas as a criminal operation. And they're involved in criminal procedures, crimes of all types. We've been saying this for 30 years. I realized this after I briefed the CIA director for Bill Clinton and then members of Senate Intelligence way back in the 90s. And that this is the first mistake they're making. They're treating this as a normal investigation when what we have said is that you have to go outside the chain of command, because most of the people you're going to turn to as president or as person in Congress won't have access to anything. Let me repeat that. They won't have access. Doesn't matter if it's the president requesting it or the Secretary of War or the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Now, I can say this because I've been involved intimately for 30 some years with this procedure of trying to get the government's arms around this. Now, what we have done, which they need to avail themselves of, is through intermediaries. We have provided and that's all I'm going to say about that, but there are people who know what they're doing in military and intelligence circles who are working with us very closely. We have provided them a roadmap to not only where the evidence is, which corporations are holding it, but also where the specific black sites and underground facilities are. And this has been provided in great detail. Now, it will take an executive order for them to get those assets under control of the legal and constitutional government. I believe some of that is happening, but not enough. And I think the other point is that the strategy has to be informed by the facts on the ground. And the facts on the ground are, the bad news is that organization has surveillance and technological capabilities way above what the national security apparatus that the president and the Secretary of War or the current leaders in the intelligence agencies like the Director of National Intelligence have access to. These are very advanced technologies, reverse engineered and studied for 80 years from civilizations thousands of years more developed than we are. And therefore, they have that edge strategically, and that's not going to go away anytime real soon. However, their Achilles heel is they're very thin. They're very small in number because of the nature of the criminal enterprise and how secret it is. It means their personnel and assets in terms of just boots on the ground are limited and can be easily penetrated and overwhelmed. There are also tactical operations that the conventional military can use way beyond just a helicopter or a jet or a Humvee or a gun or a tank or what have you, that would be able to neutralize these, if there's any resistance from those facilities. And I'm not going to talk about that publicly, but that has been provided to the tactical operators and military people we've been meeting with. Ultimately, it's going to take a